Okay, so I'm gonna pitch an intro, and Chris, you can decide if you want to talk about it.
Oh, God.
I'd really love to see you talk about how you profiled yourself on security camera for the intro.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
This
I can-
shady
yeah.
fuck. Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. Yeah. So funny story. In my personal life, outside of my career as a award-winning, allegedly podcast host, um, I, I manage another business, and today we were having some problems with potential theft, and so I was like, all right, let me go check the cameras real quick. And so I'm going through the security footage, and I'm going through the morning, and I'm like, oh, that guy looks sketchy as hell. And I stop the camera, and it's me. I forgot I was in earlier in the day. It was 100% me walking into the store. I was the sketchy guy. It was me.
Are you sure it
was
wasn't you? Are you sure it wasn't you?
It was me. I'm the sketchy guy.
But did you do it? I'm putting the flashlight on your face. Did you steal it?
Oh, he did
No,
it.
I didn't.
Oh, he did it.
I didn't do it. No, I don't. I'm tired. It's been a long day.
It's
Look,
gonna be a fun episode because we're
Look.
all just fucking. It sounds like all of our brains are fried collectively.
look. When you're the suspect in a crime, when you're wrongfully
suspecting yourself. in a
when you're
crime.
wrongfully accused of a crime by yourself, when you get profiled by yourself like that, it's traumatizing. You know.
God. My fucking God.
Hello and welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever. This week, a very bad movie. Ben, how was your watch?
I had
Allegedly.
my first. That's not even allegedly. I had my first legitimate existential panic attack of the podcast this week. Let it be known.
Because this movie is bad?
This movie just hit me at a time that I was like, oh, well, at least I could, like, fucking enjoy Star Wars this week, and then I remembered it was Attack of the Clones, and I got sad.
I'm deeply sorry for that experience, but also I'm extremely jealous that this is the first time that you've had that experience, this
Josh,
process.
you know I'm good at bottling things up.
Unfortunately. Chris, how was your watch?
Allegedly.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It wasn't the worst piece of Star Wars related media I've watched this week.
What the?
No, for me it was.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, that's
You know what? That's not fair. It was the worst piece of Star Wars related I've watched this week. That's not fair.
He's talking about the Lego Star Wars special. This movie fucking sucks. It's a bad. It's just a bad movie. It's just a bad movie. I'm sorry.
Can I cut in real quick?
Yeah.
This movie this week made me realize I came to a realization I know isn't accurate, but I got the nagging, depressing feeling that I'm gonna die alone as I was watching terribly written romance subplots.
What the fuck?
First of all, you're not. But
I
also,
know. But also, like, just fucking Anakin and Padme for some reason gave me such dread about how I'm gonna die alone.
Can we please? We've not done this on the podcast yet. Is everyone okay?
Yeah, I'm great, because immediately after I was like, oh, this is gonna be comedy gold.
Wow.
that doesn't automatically make it good.
Yeah, it makes it great.
I'm doing fine. This was a bad.
It's
This is the worst
it's a-
movie for me to watch this week. To have scheduled to watch this week, but I'm doing okay. Ben, are you absolutely sure you're doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm great.
It's a rare day when I feel like I'm doing the best, mentally speaking, of the people around me.
It's a rare day where I feel like I'm not doing the best mentally out of the three of us. I'll be honest. I feel like I'm the one who plays it off the best.
I'm very jealous that this is the first time.
I feel like
Yeah, but it hit like a freight train.
I've had a long day. I figured I'd be the one emotionally limping into this episode, but I'm gonna have to keep my shit together just for you two.
So just to try to, I guess, I've been wanting to try and do regular segments where we like at least point out one thing that was good about the watch. Not necessarily something that is good about the movie. I don't mean that. I mean something that was enjoyable from the watch just from this viewing. Whether it be something stupid or something in the background or just something that struck you that was like just basically something that probably anyone else would never notice, or just something that you especially appreciated this time around, because I feel like having that in there somewhere is therapeutic. Because let's be serious, it's not like we're watching the worst movie ever every single week.
No, it's only 2 out of 9 weeks.
Yeah. But, it might be helpful.
Okay, rolling off of that, one thing that was great about this watch for me is I totally blacked out for the entirety of the Droid Factory. I have absolutely no recollection of me watching that, even though I know I did.
I have one that bothered me more than usual, and I have one that helped me, or that I enjoyed way more. Actually, I have two that I enjoyed way more. The first is, I realized, how we've brought up that picture from the Attack of the Clones comic book before?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I've watched this a bunch of times, but I think it wasn't an artistic choice. Because if you pause on that scene where they're just getting ready to kiss, that is 100% the look that she's giving. That is the performance that Natalie Portman is giving.
It's
and
canon.
It fucking fuels me. It made me so happy. And the other one, Ben.
Josh.
I need your help as the canon lore master. Nute Gunray's like side person, like his like second in command.
Nute Gunray's side piece.
Well, I mean, that came early.
So did Nute Gunray. Anyway, Ben, what was this person's name, please?
Give me a minute.
It's not I need his name, but did he survive? Is he in this movie? Because if he is, and if that's the person I think he is, he got a new voice actor, and it does not fit. Because the guy that works with Nute Gunray in Attack of the Clones has like this crazy deep voice the one time he speaks in this movie, and it fucking made me bawl with laughter this time around. I noticed it last rotation, but this rotation it caught me off guard, and I fucking guffawed. It's the line, something along the lines of,
"We must get the starships back into space."
But it's like put through the kind of it's put through like the kind of filter that they would use for a criminal testifying on TV against a former crime lord they worked for, like that kind of filter.
As I dig for this, I do want to bring up that the Trade Federation flagship that was blockading Naboo that Nute Gunray was on was called the SAAK. SAAK''AK.
That's rough, buddy.
The SAAK.
The sick ass.
Certainly a choice.
Yeah.
I just want to know this motherfucker's name. I swear to God, if we have a name for, like, fucking every single pixel of every background of every movie, but not this guy. I'll have to get back to you on this one, Josh.
Okay. Rune Hako.
Excuse me?
I found him
Bless you.
immediately. I found him immediately.
Damn it,
Yeah,
I'm useless.
No, it's the same guy. Rune Hako, R-U-N-E spelled that way. H-A-A-K-O.
H-A-A-K-O, yeah.
It's the same dude. They just gave him a new voice actor because the
this
picture
guy.
of the line
Okay.
is in it.
I
Holy
was looking for the one that had, like, the fucking metal cups over its face.
No.
I was like, I don't remember them being in this movie, but yeah, you're right.
That's fucking
Yeah,
amazing.
that's the same guy.
How did that get through the filters? All right, I'm good. That's just amazing that it's such a different voice actor. Okay, sorry.
I mean, where do we go from here?
I was gonna say, we've already gone down one rabbit hole that I don't know if we could get out of. I'm just gonna be pulling up pages of all the fucking Federation members now, looking at their goddamn midi-chlorian counts.
Well, Chris, actually,
Josh.
Ben,
you didn't give one.
Oh. I mean, I never. There's never a time I don't enjoy the Coliseum scene.
Yeah.
But man, it is such a breath of fresh air after the rest of this horse shit.
Yeah. It really is.
Like, you know, the Jedi and their ever-changing lightsaber colors depending on scenes.
Stop.
It brings me joy. And just how quickly Mace Windu is done with everything. Once it's like, all right, it's time for the violence. Mace is all about it. He is just
I'm gonna go to
lopping
decapitate a
heads off.
motherfucker.
Yeah, he's just lopping heads off. And then this army he wanted nothing to do with, when he gets there, he's like, all right, cool, I guess I'm a general now. Let's go, guys. It's so quick.
That's one thing I wanted to say was just how quick
The Jedi were to accept the fact that they were colonels of an army of clones.
Not even that, but like this army that they found out existed like not even a week ago, they're already putting into a gigantic battle.
Yeah.
That totally wasn't founded in the shadiest of fucking circumstances. I feel like I brought this up before, but like it never fails to amaze me.
Well, before we get too far into that, I do have a quote from the special features that I did not use in the previous podcast in regards to Mace Windu. Would you like to hear it?
Well, you've put all this lead up into it now.
This is from Nick Gillard, which you will remember is our wonderful Carney stunt coordinator, lightsaber technique inventor, on the creation of Mace Windu's lightsaber style. We've not seen Mace fight yet, and we know he's second only to Yoda. I was thinking about a style for him, but it's Sam Jackson style, you know? He has so much style of his own. Sam Jackson on his own style. Since I'm supposedly the second baddest person in the universe, I'm pretty efficient. I don't do a lot of fancy sword twirling or anything. I dispense people pretty quickly. I use as little energy as possible, but I'm pretty lethal.
Is he still talking about Mace Windu in that quote, or is this just Sam Jackson being Sam Jackson?
Also, if you took that quote and removed the context, like if you just told me this was some guy talking about how efficient his fight, I imagine like your stereotypical like overweight white guy who's like, yeah, I'm pretty efficient with my fighting style.
I want to point out that he was twirling a prop lightsaber the entire time he was saying that.
That's fantastic.
Sam Jackson, I idolize.
God, he's fantastic. He's incredible.
Yeah, he is. The other thing I wanted to point out, the Kaminoans say this is one of the finest clone armies they've ever built, and it bothers me very deeply. What the fuck do you mean one of?
Well, they've clearly been doing it for a while. I mean, the
I
EU
know,
expanded on that, and
is it like
How many clone armies have they
well, I think it was.
built?
is it like a hipster eugenics thing? Oh, this is one of the finest armies we've ever built, but it's way too large a eugenics nightmare that we've cloned here.
Oh no,
It's better when you create a smaller eugenics nightmare.
the Kaminoans are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
With their, I mean, I'm sure you guys are aware with their fucking like eugenics
Yeah.
philosophies. It's actually like disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, a lot of stuff in Star Wars is. It's pretty fucked up.
I'm going through the bowels of Wikipedia and
Why? What are you looking for?
I'm not looking for anything. I'm just like articles are popping up and I'm just clicking on them because
I gave myself homework between last week and this week that I didn't follow through with. I found a YouTube video titled "The 6 Levels of Midi-Chlorians Density."
Oh no!
I watched this same video.
I was gonna watch it and I didn't. So
I watched this video, and I believe they are referencing the list that I found.
Oh, perfect.
Is it by you can edit this out if we need to, Josh, but is it by Generation Tech?
Yeah. Yes it is.
Yep. Yep, that's one of the lore YouTubers I watch.
Oh man, that's hysterical.
Oh no.
I mean, so
because he references Han Solo and Padme having midichlorian counts about
Does
5
he
or
do
6,000.
Does he do it like jokingly? Like there's no.
So this guy's hard to read. I feel like he does a lot of things sarcastically, but he delivers everything the same way.
Well, here's the problem. The Han Solo is a Force-sensitive theory, has been around forever, and will never not be a thing. I don't know what, because, again, I'm sure there's been dozens of them, but it was never a thing I was into hobby-wise, like trading cards. But one of the official Star Wars trading cards had like a special designation for Force users, and Han Solo's official Star Wars trading card had that.
Oh.
So like it's always been, and people have always had the theories, like why he's such a good pilot, and the I have a bad feeling about this and everything. It's always been a thing that people are convinced he's at least Force sensitive
to some degree or another.
Like he's no Jedi, but he is at least Force sensitive. Because that's one of the things that's one of the things I feel we've lost from the EU is just Force sensitives. There were plenty of characters in the EU who were,
like they were cognizant of the Force, but they weren't full on like Jedi or what have you. The best example
is the character whose name I cannot remember from Rogue One, Donnie Yen's character.
Yeah, great character.
Was clearly Force sensitive. He was basically Star Wars Daredevil.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a Jedi. He was like a monk of the Force. But
even that one, you can say that's weird because he was basically okay. So I don't want to. I've done a lot of research in regards to old Force planets lately, and there's like all kinds of new canon about where the Jedi come from because the new canon can't figure out where they actually come from, despite the fact that Acto seems to be it, and Jedha is also that. So you could say that the Guardians of the Whills were basically like Jedi, and even that is like not. Even that has the reek of Jedi to it.
Well, but Chirrut, the character that Chris is talking about, is confirmed to not wield the Force, I guess would be the proper phrase.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's the thing. It's
like Chris said, he's purely Force sensitive.
Yeah. He's like, you know how generally in any kind of medium that speaks of psychics or whatever, there's always like empaths who like can feel stuff or whatever, but aren't actually like psychic or whatever. Same principle. It's kind of how I would see a character like Han Solo, how he's always kind of been presented of like he has.
Well, I hate the Han Solo part, but I like the rest of the argument.
I would push back on the Han Solo part normally, but there's some stuff that I feel lends credence to that.
Well,
For instance, coming out of light space in the gap that is a planet and a planetary shield.
Yeah.
But that's a discussion to have for The Force Awakens.
That we will absolutely forget to have. And we technically sort of already had.
Until like 2 rotations from now, when this episode comes out and it reminds
us. I mean, there's like I said, it's been a thing for years. It's not a new theory, you know. So we can talk a lot of shit about that list and enjoy it for the very wrong, inaccurate thing it is, and we can make jokes about transmissible midi-chlorians all day long, but I don't know. I think Han Solo probably is.
I'm going to stand by Han Solo's midi-chlorian count of 6,500 until the day I die.
Hold on, guys, hold on. I'm getting some kind of transmission here. Hold on. It says major merchandise has arrived at Planet Walmart.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, and it's got a link. Okay. Okay, it's saying this is Merch Corner, where we talk about official Star Wars merch. And it's asking me to go to Adidas.
Oh God.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask Major Merchandise a question?
I cannot speak back to Major Merchandise, but I can speculate.
Do I have to make a jingle for this segment?
No.
Okay.
So Adidas has put out a line of shoes based off of Star Wars to celebrate the 40-year anniversary of the release of Empire Strikes Back. And, you know, all the shoes are fine. There's a few that look a little strange, just based on the designs that have to go with them. But there's one in particular that really caught my attention. And it is the Rivalry High Star Wars shoes. The Ode to Chewbacca. I'm going to read this off, and then I will show you pictures. I want you, based on this, to try to imagine it, and then I will show you it. Please do not Google it yourself.
Oh, it's too late.
Well,
you gotta preface that, because you know I'm quick on the draw.
Okay, so from now on, whenever we get a message from Major Merchandise, you do not do it until I show you, okay? So it starts out with a rookie roar in text form. Is one of the most fearsome lines on The Empire Strikes Back. This redesign of the classic Rivalry High is made to honor the 7'5" loyal Wookiee Chewbacca. What feels like strands of Chewie's hair sit on the upper of this Rivalry High, making this fan-favorite Star Wars character somewhat more tangible. A piece on the tongue of the shoe gives a nod to the belt he wore on The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, God.
The sock liner has a print featuring him on it. The special packaging includes dedicated lace jewels and a poster, all to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Star Wars Episode 5. A clear choice to represent Chewie, the rivalry silhouette was first created for the basketball courts in the 80s before being adopted by the skateboarding, punk, and BMX scenes, then eventually becoming a sweatwear icon it is today. Which is a strange choice for this particular shoe, as I will now show you.
I'm a big sneaker guy, and just by that description, I'm really concerned.
I have a few pictures that I will happily share with you.
Just you wait.
Oh my God! What the fuck is that?
Would you like to describe the shoe for the audience?
What is it?
I want Chris to do the honors.
That's what I'm...
It's like... You know, It doesn't even remind me of Chewbacca. It reminds me of one of the Gremlins. I don't remember which one, but it looks like the fur pattern and everything. It looks like one of the Gremlins.
Yes, audience, this has a fur pattern.
It's like they killed one of the Gremlins and stuck it to a shoe. That shoe's gonna smell so bad. Why does it have a bandolier? A sneaker doesn't need a bandolier.
It has a bandolier, and the bandolier strangely has nothing to do with the shoelaces.
A bandolier.
It looks like an UGG is the only thing I can describe it as.
That's being generous, Josh.
Throughout the tongue
like
and
all that someone probably like tried to put some actual design into.
Oh my god, what have they done?
Throughout the tongue of the shoe, all the way down to the strap that says Star Wars at the bottom of the shoelace area, it has fur that looks entirely unkept, just coming out of the shoe, and then randomly it's like kept all the way to like the middle of the bottom of the shoe, and then on the sides there's little tufts of fur that just come out of them. And Adidas, what made you, like, all the other ones looked like shoes, what the fuck made you think anyone that skateboards or plays basketball would use this for? Because that's going to create I'm convinced that would create some fucking sort of infection in the foot just from how much they will be sweating with this thing on. Adidas, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
What did they get during the war? Was it you're gonna get trench foot from this fucking shoe? This is.
Oh no, Josh, this is a rabbit
awful.
hole.
It's not. The rest are nowhere near this bad.
It's not okay. The Boba Fett one has an actual like leather pouch.
It has a pouch on it. Can we talk
pouch.
about? Hey, can we, before going too off track, can we please talk
it has
about
a pouch.
Okay. Can we please talk about the Adidas Chewbacca jacket?
I didn't know about the jacket.
The Adidas Chewbacca coat that says Wookiee on the chest.
I need to see this.
My god.
It's it's something.
Okay, this is now a segment about the entire Adidas line of Star Wars merchandise.
Of Chewbacca merchandise.
Where is this? As Ben said, the Boba Fett one has an actual fucking leather, like, bullet pouch on the side of just one of the shoes.
Listen, sometimes you need to put stuff in pockets, and you're skating around, and you don't have any pockets, so you have to put something in your sneaker pouch.
I appreciate more pockets. What I don't appreciate is, all right, this jacket looks like it would fall apart pretty easily, but it looks fine.
I'm really mad that it doesn't come with a bandolier. Of all the things to put a bandolier on.
It looks like it has a bandolier based on this picture.
Well, I assume that's just promotional pictures. Nothing about this tells me. Like, I don't know what bothers me more. I don't know if it's the Burlington Coat Factory fake fur coat hood that this thing has, or if it's the fact that it just says Wookiee on the chest. like that's your name. Like, it looks like, the super out of shape fucking coach that you had in elementary school gym class.
My God.
Who would wear like a windbreaker tracksuit with their fucking name on the chest. That's where the Wookiee is. It's just on this chest. Like this windbag motherfucker who's telling you to run laps. His name is Wookiee.
Unless anyone else has found something.
I'm ready to never address this segment again in my life.
No, this segment's coming back. I believe major merchandise has now sold out at Walmart. Thank you.
Like all Star Wars merchandise. Hey, you want this Star Wars Black Series figure? Oh, well, it went up and it's gone. All of the bots have purchased it. It's gone.
I should mention that the Chewbacca shoe is indeed sold out. So, fuck me, I guess.
I went down a quick rabbit hole. I could purchase it for $145 in my size on a sneaker buying website.
Please don't buy that.
I mean,
I will shame you publicly on the internet if you buy that.
if this... Oh, those Lando Calrissian shoes are kind of dope.
Okay. We're reeling you in, Chris.
And now I'm just sneaker shopping. Oh my god, and it's got Billy D. Williams' picture on it. Well, I'm getting these Lando shoes.
Christopher! We are recording a podcast. God, why am I the one saying this?
I love that normally we have to rip Ben off of Wikipedia. Now I'm just looking at Billy D. Williams on a sneaker.
I like
It's
how I'm the one
30% off
trying
with
to reel
code
people
Celebrate.
in. I'm the one who, I am the most distracted person of the three of us, and I'm the one trying to fucking hone us in. Jesus.
This segment was built for distraction.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I know, because you diverted as soon as I brought up the midi-chlorian bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I don't know what you're...
This is just Josh's get out of jail free card every time I start bringing up pod racing on whatever episode we're on.
I don't have another segment, Ben. You need to stop.
What? What, are you scared of pod racing, Josh?
Yes! As any rational person should be at this point.
Oh my god. What have we done?
So I realized this watch. You know the scene where Yoda's talking about or Minch, it's more accurately.
Minch.
God
This
damn it,
Minchy
Chris.
bastard.
Oh god, all I see is a link that says
Lando
Adidas
Calrissian.
Lando something.
Okay, that's a fine looking shoe. We're moving on.
It's got Billy D. Williams' face on it.
It does have Billy D. Williams on the tongue. You're right. You're absolutely right. I would buy that if it wasn't $170 fucking dollars.
It's 30% off with code Celebrate.
Adidas, give us money.
Oh, that's there. We sponsored by
Adidas
Adidas
give us
now?
sneakers.
We are not sponsored by Adidas, but we
Adidas,
should
give me-
be.
Adidas, give me money so I can buy shoes from your competitor who I won't name because they don't sponsor me and I have no loyalty.
So this watch, I realized, you know how Minch is talking to Obi-Wan and Mace about how Jedi are too sure of themselves these days? When I was young, I figured that was like a rare moment of self-reflection for Yoda. And if you asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said he was just being a boomer. But now I think he's just trying to insult Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obviously it's a close-up of, or it's a mid-shot of Yoda when he's talking. But, based on the position of the characters in the previous shot, he's looking in the direction of Obi-Wan. And it almost reads as, yeah, you fucker. You're the one that brought Anakin into us. Because you had to be like Qui-Gon.
Very Minch of him.
Very Minch.
Watching this movie made me realize, more shit with Jedi Council. And obviously, the Clone Wars series goes into this a lot more. Qui-Gon was totally in the right, I think.
Gambling children.
Well, look, nobody's perfect.
Okay, so I feel the need to point something out before you say this. This week, Chris shared on our Star Wars Every Week Forever Managing Discord the justification of the prequels done by, God, I forget his name. That's a crime.
What did I share?
You shared the Clone
Dave
Wars.
Filoni.
The Dave Filoni thing, yes.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Josh to get to it.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm sorry. Dave Filoni's justification of the prequels, and I feel like this is where this point is about to come from. It's a point I do not agree with.
I haven't watched it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, look, and I will say nobody understands Star Wars better than Dave Filoni. I have full faith in that now.
I think nobody wants to believe the best of Star Wars as much as Dave Filoni, which is why he should have a trilogy, but not why he's necessarily correct.
See, I think Dave Filoni understands George Lucas better than George Lucas understands George Lucas.
I don't disagree with you, but I also don't agree with the assertion.
Thanks to you guys, I can now no longer think of George Lucas without thinking of him standing there next to a whiteboard that says faster and more intense and him pointing at it. I would like to point that out real quick, because that thought came into my head 3 times this week.
I almost called the segment that we just did Fabuloso because of George Lucas's Fabuloso stamp he would put on art or anything done, because apparently he got a stamp, an actual stamp that said Fabuloso on it.
Like the floor cleaner my grandmother used?
But anyway, Qui-Gon.
Oh, yeah. So the Jedi suck.
Yes.
By the time we get to them, the Jedi suck. Their egos are overblown, they're a full-on cult, and Qui-Gon's not having any of their bullshit.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think look, we make fun of old Qui-Gon no shoulders, but he he makes some good points. Maybe the gambling the kids is not the best thing he could have done.
Chris, he gambles this, not just this child, but he gambles this child against this child's most prized possession.
Yes.
So let's just say this out loud. The thing that Dave Filoni says in that piece is that if Qui-Gon had lived, Anakin would have had a father figure. Fair point. But if Qui-Gon had been smart, he would have had a mother figure.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, I'm not defending Qui-Gon's character entirely. I'm saying in regards to the way he treats the Jedi Order, we Obi-Wan says to him multiple times, like, oh, you're an outcast, and you don't follow the rules and stuff. It's like, he's totally right on that.
Yeah.
I'm not defending everything Qui-Gon does.
I think Qui-Gon Jinn is like the centrist Jedi. Like the Jedi that is willing to admit that the Jedi have problems, but also, let's not forget here, works within the ranks of the Jedi, often following orders even when he's not always following orders. I don't think he's necessarily entirely in the right, because he's not working against an establishment to change it. He's just occasionally not following orders.
I mean, you're not wrong.
How much did we get here?
Much in the same. It was me desperately trying to get this back on track to this movie.
By going on
I got on track
1.
before it. I was talking about Minch right beforehand.
I said this movie made me realize that in the way that the Jedi act in this movie, when you see more of the Council's actions and shit.
This, I have a bigger... One day, if we do a side episode about Knights of the Old Republic, I can talk about this more. But I think the problem is more people devoted to the will of the Force than it is the Jedi or the Sith. Because the Jedi and the Sith are so devoted to the Force that I think the Force is a dick. I realize we've talked about, the people as dicks on this podcast, so why don't I just take it a step further? The Force, as an entity that wants something, is a dick, because it repeatedly kills hundreds of thousands of people to get to this pre-disclosed location of balance that is bullshit.
I would disagree. I would say the Force subtly influences events in so that people still maintain free will.
I don't even know if that's
true.
true.
There's any free will in the Star Wars universe.
That's the thing.
Well, if we're gonna get into this, I don't think anyone has free will, but that's a conversation to not have right now.
God.
We
But-
we can't get
Yeah,
fucking
let's not.
existential again.
Yeah, we're not gonna get
We
metaphysical
can't-
yet.
I just
But-
think, I just think
The people of the galaxy act as free agents, and as a product of that, the Force has to try and correct it. And by the time of the prequels, drastic action has to be taken.
this is why I brought up Kreia during The Last Jedi. Kreia's whole thing, spoilers for a movie that came out when Chris, how old were you when Kodar came out?
The game
The game.
came out. No, Creia's the second one. I don't.
I know.
remember
I'm
when that
asking
came out.
because I was going to add the number to your age.
And it
doesn't
was
matter.
confusing because you brought up a movie.
No, I
Yeah,
mentioned
I was.
in the last rotation of The Last Jedi. KOTOR 2 is largely from Kreia's perspective, and Kreia's perspective is the Force needs to be destroyed because of this very idea. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately because this podcast has made me entirely existential. But that's why I'd love to talk about that more at some point. But that's also why I don't agree that Qui-Gon is in some way this grand hero, because Qui-Gon's basically just like, he's an edgy teenager who's not following orders that might have a point but also doesn't know what he's talking about, is how I see Qui-Gon.
Well, look, to be clear, I never said he was a great hero. I just said in regards to how he feels about the Jedi and that they can fuck off with their opinions, I agree.
I mean, we've said multiple times on this podcast that the Jedi is a cult, and I still stand by that 100%.
Why are we devoting like 20 minutes of this podcast to a character who dies in the movie before the one we watched?
You know what? You're right, Ben. What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about the stemless pair? Do you want to talk about the Shakespearean bullshit acting?
Oh my
Do you want
god.
to talk about the droid factory? What do you want to talk about, Ben?
Well, no, because I have no memory of the droid factory currently. But
Do you want to talk about all the puns that? Do you want to talk about all the puns that you defended in the last rotation episode of this?
They are
of Attack of the
glorious,
Clones?
and you know it. You're just scared.
But then why did you have to actively
just
black out
scared.
during the droid factory then? Because that's where it all happens.
Nah. The battles where a lot of it happens.
It happens in both, my friend.
I know.
And the majority of it happens
I
in the...
can't control when my body decides it's time for my brain to not work for like an hour. I had a point, but it got yelled out of my memory.
Speaking of blacking out, I think I'm blacking out this podcast.
We're all just on fucking autopilot.
I don't know if we're on autopilot.
The amount of Obi-Wan being done with Anakin's shit in this movie does help me get through it sometimes. Because Obi-Wan will just be like doing his thing and just happen upon Anakin fucking around.
Okay.
I mean, it's not always Anakin's fault, but like, he'll be like, I gotta send a transmission to the council because I'm on goddamn fucking Geonosis, desert planet number 73. And he'll be like, oh, I'll send it to Anakin. The fuck is he doing on Tatooine?
I will say, he gives the most useless fucking advice in this movie, though. I've never heard worse advice in regards to the Force, an entity that does not exist, than focus, use the Force, think, because it means nothing. There's no wisdom to be derived by those three comments made back to back to back, because it has nothing to do with anything going on. It just sounds like a dad chastising a child for something that probably, like with no good advice to prevent that child from making the mistake again. Kenobi, not so much in the later half of the movie, but in the early half of the movie, he is shit at giving advice. He's not a great master.
I mean, everyone is in this movie, though.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying.
Look, motherfucking Count Dooku thought his master plan, once they have Obi-Wan, is, oh, I'll tell him that a Sith Lord is running the Republic, and that'll get him on my side.
I mean, to be fair, there's a Sith Lord running the Republic.
Well, yeah, but you really think he's gonna believe that?
In this movie, Yoda and Mace believe it. It's not that they know, but I think, I don't know, I haven't watched the Clone Wars. This could be another thing where I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think if there was evidence presented to Yoda or Mace, they might be inclined to believe it, because their ability to see through the Force, it has been so tampered with throughout the entirety of this movie. As bad as this movie is, Minch and Mace are 100% sure.
Minch and Mace. It sounds
coming
like
to CBS.
Yeah, it sounds like another Disney Plus pitch. That'll be our follow-up. Instead of doing 2 seasons of Downtime Darth, we'll do a season of Downtime Darth, and then we'll do a season of Minch and Mace. But no, I think if Minch and Mace were told about the idea of that being the case, I think they might be inclined to believe it, because they know that someone is heavily blocking their ability to, in this movie it's called use the Force, but just their ability to perceive danger and the future. And I think it would click in pretty quickly that something is wrong if someone tipped them off to that. So I don't necessarily think it was a bad move by Dooku. I just think it was against his better interest. Dooku, what were you doing? Like...
And Dooku thought he was going to turn Obi-Wan? Like... Really?
I don't... Here's
also,
my thing.
Josh, I can't wait for you to get to the later seasons of the Clone Wars. Because I feel like in regards to what you were just talking about, it's going to rile you up.
It's going to piss me off more. In every case I brought up something and it's been answered by the Clone Wars, you're like, it's explained in the Clone Wars. Are you saying that this will actually upset me more?
That avenue of the Clone Wars kind of bothered me, to be honest.
Okay.
That's we'll talk about that when we get there.
I know what you're talking
that's
about.
a podcast first. That's a podcast.
I was going to say, I don't know if you want me to like get into the nitty-gritty right now, but...
Well, that's another thing. Does Dooku seem to be actively working against Palpatine in the Clone Wars too?
Yes and no.
I got the impression.
It's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like that in the old canon too. Not that the majority of the Clone Wars wasn't old canon, because it was. It just also happens to be new canon. But in the comics, it was always Dooku's character was that he was attempting to quell the Jedi's worst habits while also getting rid of Palpatine, because he knew who Palpatine was. But also he became power hungry, obviously, so it was never going to work. I mentioned that there was a scene that pissed me off more than usual this week.
Oh.
I don't know what it was about this rotation, but you know when Anakin is going against Padme, Padme's point to go to the Lake Country because she knew the planet better and she knew she'd be more safe there?
Mm-hmm.
That entire scene usually annoys me, but his little child temper tantrum, like, huff that he makes right before he agrees, of like someone not admitting that they were wrong but wanting the argument to be over, made me fucking livid this rotation. I was so angry, and I wish I could explain why. It just made me so deeply angry. Because, like, the entire scene is bad. It should piss me off all the time.
Bugs me.
Yeah, it should piss me off all the time. And it does. But that one made me so much more angry than usual.
The whole movie is just Anakin being an entitled little fucking bitch.
Well, I would say that's the thing in this movie, this rotation, that pissed you off more than usual. Is that accurate?
Nah, it was just romantic subplots.
Yeah.
And they aren't even good ones, which does not make it better. It just makes it more pathetic.
Chris, is there anything that pissed you off more than usual this rotation?
No,
Let me list the ways.
no, just, I don't know, man. The luster for this movie has really gone away, and I'm just sad now. I'm not angry, I'm just sad.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones. In the special features, there's a random fake fight scene between Nick Gillard and George Lucas.
Excuse me?
What?
Nick mentioned on set that R4 was just a recolored R2, and then George threatened to bop him. And then they did a couple of random shots of George, like, weakly hitting him. And despite the fact that it all looked lazy, and obviously George was too old even then to really pull off a believable fake fight, I really am of the impression that he put more effort into making sure that fight scene was in somewhere in the special features than making the actual movie Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. I'm really convinced of that.
My God, I need to find this.
I don't know. It's probably somewhere on YouTube.
I need to find this.
You can wait until after the podcast, Ben.
I'm looking.
You can wait until after the podcast.
Ush, I have never waited till after the podcast. I'm not gonna start today. I'm not gonna comment on it yet. But I'm hunting. I'm digging.
Another thing that upset me, not more than usual, it just annoys me usually. 3PO says that R2 is getting himself into. He always gets himself into trouble, and 3PO has known R2 for an hour, and knew him a little bit 10 years ago. What the fuck is he talking about? That's why all the 3PO lines in this fucking movie are so bad.
It's a classic case of
Try hard.
No, it's a classic case of trying to write already established friendships that aren't fully formed yet in the timeline.
Yeah.
But everyone knows exactly what's gonna happen. Which is exactly why you should watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Oh God, we're not going back into this argument, are we?
No. All you need is the pod race.
God damn it, Ben.
This is the third time you've actually brought up the pod race this episode, Ben.
I wish we were doing videos so you guys could just see how happy I am right now.
Don't put that evil on us. Gotta be the natural evolution of this thing, right? Our big dumb faces on a fucking video, so people can look at our fucking stupid faces when we talk about
the
this
three of
stupid
us.
shit.
I don't want
never.
I don't want the rest of the world seeing my fugly mug.
Never.
Very sad.
I brought this up last episode. Does anyone else see depth perception issues with this movie?
I mean, I haven't really looked at them, but
my depth perception's fucked anyway, so
yeah. Everything.
It'd be hard for me to tell you, Josh.
Everything in this movie feels really flat, where they're using matte paintings, which there's not a lot, but there are some in the movie, or fully CJ backgrounds or whatever. Whenever any kind of outside of a regular shot is included, which there's no regular shots in this movie, everything looks like it's a compressed file, you've photoshopped 3 different images together that are supposed to be at different perceptions, but you have no skill with Photoshop, and also that's hard to do with Photoshop. Because I definitely don't have that skill with Photoshop. So it just looks like a thing pasted on a thing.
Just say you don't have skill with Photoshop. How many times have we been in the middle of a D&D game and you somehow Photoshop the perfect meme 30 seconds after it occurs?
Well, I know how to use Photoshop. I don't have skill with Photoshop.
I will also say this is when CGI was an emerging fucking.
I recognize that. I just
Do you, Josh?
Yes,
Do you?
I do, because
Because it sounds like someone's being negative Nancy about the whole thing, and just can't.
Oh no. Someone
not
here is being a negative
Nancy on
Nancy.
this podcast. Well, I guess we're gonna have to end it so we don't.
Chris would never be a negative Nancy
Chris-
about
Don't be
anything.
such a Debbie Downer about this.
I'm
hate
gonna
to be-
remember this next time I bring up pod racing.
Fuck you, Ben. That's 4 times. Fuck you.
I keep a tally.
Damn it.
There's a tally next to my desk.
Ugh.
We can never do this in the same room because Chris will actually murder me, and I won't be able to blame him
That's
for
when
it.
we have to
He'll
do
be
video.
justified.
We'll just be seated apart, and you just see me fly across the camera.
If we ever do like a video thing where we can each see each other, I'll bring up pod racing, and Chris will just disappear.
If
And he
we
lives
ever-
like Chris living fucking states away from me.
If we
And
ever
like seconds later, you'll just see a fist knock me off my chair.
if we ever do a Patreon, the $100 tier the $100 a month tier will just be monthly videos of Chris running across the room to grab Ben by the neck because he mentioned pod racing.
Future fans and current fans, I want fan art.
No,
of
don't do that.
Chris
Don't do
beating
that.
the shit out of me.
I feel
You just-
uncomfortable
you
asking
just
anyone for
strangled Ben.
fan art of anything without paying them. Don't do
I'm just saying I want it. I'm not saying I deserve it.
that.
I'm so. Can we have honesty time now? Right now, can we bring it in for a second?
Yeah.
I'm really sick of Star Wars, guys.
I'm not. I'm having the time of my life.
I'm pretty sick of Star Wars right
But you don't understand. I'm not. I'm sick of Star Wars, but it hasn't stopped me. I'm playing fucking Battlefront 2 a bunch. I'm watching Mandalorian. I'm watching Rebels again right now.
I've been listening to a bunch of Star Wars audiobooks lately.
I've been playing the worst MMO ever, The Old Republic.
Oh God.
It's not the worst MMO ever.
I mean, all MMOs are the worst, but oh God.
Yeah. I'm currently level 50 in it. It's the most I've ever played an MMO. It's been over the course of
playing the worst
5
MMO
years.
of all time. Currently level 50.
I've been slowly grinding in that game over 5 years. I'll play it for like a week once a year. But no, yeah, I think our enjoyment of other Star Wars content has not been affected by how fucking miserable we are.
Somehow.
I don't think we're miserable because when we
I don't know.
usually
I'm only miserable when I see fucking Anakin and Padme, apparently.
I'm sick of Star Wars, but I'm still really enjoying the podcast.
that's the thing. I enjoy making the podcast. I hate watching these fucking movies. And it's not all the movies. It's like that 3-week period where we watch Rise of Skywalker, Phantom Menace, and Attack of the Clones is the part that I hate.
Next
And-
week's gonna be great.
Yeah. Like, the next... Last Jedi is always a little spotty, but that, like, Revenge of the Sith to The Force Awakens episode streak is always really enjoyable. Like, I don't mind watching Star Wars during that period, but the rest of it, those other 3, sometimes 4, depending on how deep in we get on The Last Jedi, even though I still don't hate that movie, that stretch sucks. So in conclusion, Revenge of the Sith next week, the good stretch starts. This has been Star Wars Every Week Forever. Good night.
Woo!
Ooh.
Ben, do your outro and then we'll get you out of here.
Oh shit. Hello, fine citizens of our audience. I'm doing another outro. This week I would like to recommend the Star Wars Aftermath book trilogy by Chuck Wending. Very good series. Introduced some new characters that I very much enjoy, like Cobb Vanth, who later appears in other live-action Star Wars productions. And they very much try to supplement the immediate aftermath of the Battle of Endor, and they are very good reads. That is all. Come
And
back,
we're out.
please.
Say come back, please, again, please.
No.
Shit. Hey, if you enjoyed us, thought we were funny, like our content, or just really love our suffering and want to hear more of it, we're available all over the place and release episodes every Wednesday around 12 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and in a unique format over on YouTube that our fans seem to dig. You can join in on the conversation over on Twitter as well, at SWEWF. We're quite active and love to hear from our fans. Sincerely, though, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend with us on this car crash of a ride.